Good morning, everybody. This is Steve with the MrBigKid channel. Thank you all so much for watching and thank you all for tuning in. Before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm all about firearms and barbecue, and that's my passion and that's what I do. It's going to be another comparison cook between the Masterbuilt 560 Gravity Series smoker / grill. It's a digital charcoal grill, versus the Pit Boss 820 pellet grill. Now it is a pellet grill, it uses wood pellets as a fuel source. The Gravity 560 uses charcoal briquettes or lump with addition of either wood chips or wood chunks to add smoke. This is what we're cooking today. This is a 12.5 pound pork belly. I purchased it at Costco. It's actually Costco's got some great barbecue meat selection. We're gonna season up the entire thing. Then we're gonna cut it in half and we're gonna smoke half on one grill and half on the other. We're gonna smoke them at the same temp, 250. Once they hit internal temp of around 200 degrees, we're gonna pull them and see how well it comes out. On the Masterbuilt Gravity 560, we're gonna be using Kingsford charcoal briquettes with mesquite lumps or with mesquite chunks. On the Pit Boss 820 pellet grill, we'll be using Traeger brand mesquite wood pellets. Let's get them both lit. Let's get started. For this cook, we're gonna be using some just regular extra virgin olive oil and some Jack Daniel's chicken rub. The smell and flavor of this, I feel like would go really well on pork, especially the really red color. I think it'll just look really good. Right now it is 3:30, well 3:34. They shouldn't take much more than a couple hours to cook. They're relatively thin pieces of meat, but we're gonna let them go. We're not gonna rush it. We're just gonna let them finish when they finish. So hopefully, 3-4 hours and they'll be done and ready. I don't know, so we will have to see. Like I said, around 200 degrees is the point that we're looking to take them off. I have the fat caps facing up because pork fat is a little different than beef fat. The way I scored the fat caps on the top, as it tightens up, they should separate a little bit, exposing some of the meat on top, and hopefully that fat will kind of just drip in. That's the intent, so hopefully that's how it works out. Anyways, let's see how long it takes. Again, as usual, the Pit Boss is the easiest to light. You make sure it's full, turn it to smoke, keep the lid open, and it turns on. The Masterbuilt's a little more difficult. You have to have all the doors open, dump the ash pan, and then make sure the hopper's full. Light a fire in the bottom of the hopper so it starts to catch. Make sure you pull the door sliders out that starve the oxygen from the charcoal, and then you close the lid, turn it on, and that's it. So it's not hard to do. It is a little more work than the pellet grill though. So let's see how long it takes. Hopefully it's going to be a delicious meal tonight. Internal temp on the Masterbuilt is sitting at 150. That looks really good. Great color, nice caramelization forming. This is a thicker piece, so I expect it to take longer. Like I said, this one's at 150, and this guy is actually sitting at 167. So, yeah, we're a little hotter on here. Let's check it out. It's looking very good as well. Look at that. I'm gonna come up with a little concoction. I'm thinking brown sugar and some apple juice, kind of like what I did for the pork shoulders recently. We're gonna start spritzing them just to start getting some caramelization on top of that fat too. Apple juice, butter, and brown sugar. That's it. It's like liquid apple pie. We're gonna put this all over the top of this pork belly right here. Okay, it's 6:30 right now. Internal temp on the Masterbuilt 560 is 175. We are getting some great color on this thing. Look at that. I think some of that brown sugar is kind of caramelizing a little bit with the butter, but that just looks really good. Oh yeah. Let's check the Pit Boss. Pit Boss is at 189.5, so 190 degrees, but again, it is a thinner cut of meat. Looks good, a little bit less color than the Masterbuilt, but nonetheless, it does look really nice. So it's 7:30 right now, so it's been exactly 4 hours. So internal temp on the Masterbuilt is reading 190. However, when I use a temperature probe, only the very thickest part is 190. And you can see like right here, it gets pretty, right there, it gets pretty thick. Otherwise, when you go everywhere else, first of all, it's butter. Look at that. It sinks in with zero resistance at all. It's amazing. 206 internal temp. I'm gonna pull this one. They're both ready, so I'm gonna pull them both right now, just to give you guys an idea of how it looks. Good Lord, that is amazing looking. So here's the Pit Boss. This one was done a little bit earlier. Again, it looks really good. Let's take a look at it. Let me take the temp probes and see what we're reading. Oh, extremely tender. Again, 203, 206. 210. Yeah, this guy's done too. 202. Let's pull this out. This is the Pit Boss's product. Again, it looks really good. Not as dark as the other one, but it looks great. Well guys, here's the final product. Here's the comparison. This is the Pit Boss. Not as dark around the edges. It looks good. It does look good. They should both be cooked to the same internal temps. And then this is from the Masterbuilt. You can see the charcoal influence is a lot darker. A little more caramelized on top, a little crispier, but they both have a good caramelized look to them. So let's cut a piece off and try from each. All right. I guess first let's cut the Pit Boss piece right here in the middle. Take a look. I mean, you have to realize one thing. Pork belly is basically like bacon. So here's the meat right here, and this is fat, then a little bit more meat right here, and then fat. So let's cut it right here. See how that kind of has the bacon look to it? Just giving you an idea what it looks like right there. Now let's cut Masterbuilt in half. And let's see what it looks like in there. That looks really good. I think the Masterbuilt kind of wins on looks a little bit, but here's a nice bottom piece. I'm gonna eat that one for sure. Let me get a similar piece from the Pit Boss. All right. I mean, I would have trimmed the fat off of it anyway, so that's the product of the Masterbuilt. You can see have a very similar look to them. They're not completely, I mean, it's a very fatty meat. This is probably the most unhealthiest, fattiest piece of pork you can get. Oops. There's a little color comparison for you. Now it comes down to taste. I don't really feel like eating a huge chunk of fat, so I'm actually gonna cut the meat off of this piece. Here it is. So this is pork belly, basically uncured bacon, from the Pit Boss. Geez, talk about a tender cut of meat. Delicious. The sweetness absolutely penetrates a little bit. A little bit of smoke in there. So good. It's has like a little crunch to it, like a little crisp, and then it just falls apart. Wow, I'd say it's cooked perfectly. I'm gonna do the same thing for this. I'm actually gonna cut a piece of meat out of it because I don't want to just eat a big old piece of fat. So here's the pork belly. This is the pork belly from the Masterbuilt now. Yep, that's good too. Now it's a little crispier. Again, that charcoal definitely makes an appearance. That charcoal is pretty strong. So that's a flavor you like. You get a lot of charcoal flavor in there. Again, you do taste that smoke penetration too. Flavor is definitely richer in the Masterbuilt. Both of them seem to be cooked perfectly. I'm happy with both products. If I didn't have one of the other grills, I would have been happy with no matter how these both came out. That being said, I gotta hand it again to the Masterbuilt, only because I love the charcoal flavor. This is Steve coming at you from my closet. I'm doing this inside the walk-in closet right now. Ben's playing Minecraft on the TV in the front room. The lighting is a little brighter in here, and it's just so hot and dark outside now. I'm just gonna do this. I'm overheated. I'm like just covered in sweat, so it's just really hot out. It's really hot outside. Kind of expected these results from the grills. They both produced a really good product. They were both delicious. The Masterbuilt, a little bit better because of the smokiness, the charcoal flavor. I haven't located pellets yet, or charcoal pellets yet, for the pellet smoker. I will buy some, and I'll try to compare and do a couple experiments with the charcoal pellets as well. So I did my best to try to keep it fair. One uses charcoal and wood chunks, the other one uses wood pellets. Pit Boss is a lot easier to operate, a lot faster to get up and running. It's as simple as turning a dial. There's a little bit more of a process on the Masterbuilt. I've explained that to you guys before. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you don't think this video was biased in any way. I tried to keep the experiments as fair and even as possible. But of course, you know, things happen, and circumstances can be different. So love both my cookers, and I don't intend on choosing one or the other. Rather, I want to keep them both because sometimes I want that charcoal flavor. I fire up the Masterbuilt. Sometimes I just want to cook something real easy, burgers, reverse sear some steaks really fast. I'll fire up the Pit Boss pellet grill. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you know when I'm making new content. Firearms and barbecue, it's what I do, and I love them.